Story of unseen things above, of Jesus and His glory, of Jesus and His love. I love to tell the story because I know it's true. It satisfies my longing as nothing else can do. I love to tell the story. 'Twill be my theme and glory. The old story of Jesus and His love. And Christian Science is based on the Bible as no other religion I've ever seen. Of all the religions I know and all the churches I've gone to, Christian Science has the deepest and most fervent devotion to Jesus Christ. Well now folks, how are you today? We're with it, folks. We're with it. Don't think about anything bad. Put it away. I'll have nothing to do with it. Don't think about anything bad. Excuse me, hon. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Glendora. It's Michael.
Oh, hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to call and let you know that I'm on. You asked me to come from 12 to 5 today, so I'm not going to be able to get in there until 1, so I'm going to stay until 6 today. But my babysitter's not going to be able to get here until about 12:30, so I can't leave here until 12:30.
Oh, okay. That is bad. I want you to come on time 12 o'clock every day, dear.
Yeah, I know. I would normally do that if I didn't have any problem with this babysitter, but she's not very dependable.
Oh.
She doesn't have her own vehicle, so she's riding the bus to me.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Now listen, another thing too is that I have an extra cell phone, and I will fill it for you today when you come at 20. I'll fill it for $39.
Okay, that works too. We can use that phone for you.
Yep, that'll be nice. And you can borrow my cell phone for a while.
Okay, my phone will be back on tomorrow, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's...
Yeah, my grandmother said she'll take care of it for me.
Oh, how nice, Grandma. Thank you.
She is a wonderful lady.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing you at 1 o'clock, Michael, and we got great things planned.
Yes, we do. I'm going to get that museum in order today.
What'd you say, dear?
I said, yes, we do. I'm going to get that museum in order today. I've got all my supplies in the trunk already.
Oh, really? I appreciate your help on that so much.
No problem. I could not stand to look at it the way it was yesterday. It was terrible. I got to make sure that is not the way it's staying.
You don't know how much I appreciate that support, baby.
You got it. I mean, it's like I said yesterday, it's you and Franklin's memory. I can't let that just rot away.
I love your compassion, and I love your solicitude.
You got it. Okay, so I will be heading out of here as soon as she gets here. She said close to 12:30, so I'll be to you by 1.
Oh, thank you, dear Michael.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. So I was saying, if it's bad, put it out of your mind. If it's bad, don't think of it. If you've got a pain in your knee, don't think about it. Don't think about it. What do you think about? You think about all the greatness, the beautiful of the world, and that you are a creation of love, and you are here to love, and that you are being loved. How's that? And that's all you think about. The answer is to think only about God, and to remember, it's vague about God, it's too big, but you know what love is, right? So think about love. No self. When all is said and done, what? The only thing that really matters, what? Is how did you treat others? And others includes animals. So therefore you are vegan. So therefore you live harmlessly. You don't hurt anybody. That's what a vegan is. Somebody who lives harmlessly. And you get rid of all selfishness. No self. Can we do that? And why did I use the wrong person, the second person, instead of the first person? Come, Glendora, get to it. We are we. There is no you. There is no I. There is no me. Selfishness is just a hoax. It's a hoax. It doesn't exist. It's nothing out there. It lures you, saying you will be better, you will be richer, you will be more successful. But it's not out there. The happiness isn't there. It's just not there. It's a hoax. It's a sham. It's a scam. You can't be separated from the universe. We're all one, and that's the way it is. So we join together, and we make the universe go and grow and glow. I think we've had something close to a catastrophe, although I don't like to believe in catastrophes. We don't have any weather catastrophes, do we? And we don't have any robberies, and we don't have any assaults, and we don't have any house on fire, and we don't have any trips and falling, and we don't have any doctors and medicine and hospitals and ambulances. We don't have any of those things. But the very precious museum, the Glendora Franklin Museum for the pro se public access newspaper record, has a catastrophe. We have little mice. And according, I have no personal knowledge of this. I can't get over there yet. But Michael reports that the mice have got in there. They've got into the boxes on top, and that the urine and the feces has permeated down to the second box in the row, down to the third box in the row, and there's down to, these are all columns, and there's 45 columns over there. And as Michael says, they're filled with precious life of Franklin and Glendora. And he said there are quite a few of them in there. There was even one box had a family of babies, and another box had a family of babies. So he is determined to clean it up out of his altruism and his solicitude. And that was Michael you just heard on the phone. So, here is what I propose. He asked me yesterday if he could use rat poison. No, we cannot. And it's a change of weather right now. It's the 7th of November, and the weather happens to be very nice, around 60 degrees for the last 3-4, isn't that amazing? Last 3-4 days, and maybe for the next couple of days. Here's the solution that comes. See what you think of this. Michael, go down Route 20 to the storage units. Go ask how much a storage unit costs. Go ask to look at one if they have one available. Report to Glendora if it's clean and dry, and are there any mice in it. Go ahead and rent it if it is suitable. Does it has to be clean, swept, the ceiling swept, and the wall swept, and the floor swept? Should the floor be washed? And then go back to, that'll be Museum 2, go back to Museum 1, the original museum. He says some of the lovely rugs in the Museum 1 have urine and feces in them. Take out one rug, Michael, see if it's clean or not clean, and then if it's not clean, roll it up and put it under the museum, and then won't that be a home for the mice to live in all winter? A nice rug? Because I've seen them over at the museum when it was in Ghent, and I remember seeing platen boxes on the ground, and when I cleaned them up in the spring, I saw mice in them who were spending the winter there, who had spent it. It was in the spring, who had spent the winter in there. So wouldn't that be an ideal place for the mice to spend their winter? And then take the next month the rug and do the same thing. If it's clean and nice, take it over to museum too. If it isn't, roll it up, put it under the museum. It's on great big tires, the museum, great big tires, so it stands up quite a ways. In fact, it's quite a ways. Yeah, it would be above my head. And then do that with the next rug. I think there's about 10 rugs. And once that's done, the rugs are laid, then go to column 1. And he says column 1, 2, and 3 over there are untarnished. So take column 1 and check through all of it to make sure there's no mice debris and that it's clean. And take column 1 and take it over to museum 2 and put it in the far left corner in the back. Do the same with column 2, do the same with column 3, and that'll be enough for today. And every day, take over, I would say, 6 columns until we empty the museum, and then turn it over to the mice for the winter. And then when spring and warm weather comes, and the mice want to be outdoors, he also asked me, he had some caulking, and he knew the holes where the mice were coming in, and he wanted to block them up. No, no, no. And then when the spring comes, and the nice warm weather comes, help the mice exit, and then clean up the museum, and then block all the holes. Now, is that a plan that's going to work? It's going to cost a lot of money. Everything does. What do you think? Did we get a picture of the museum for you? Make sure we get a video of the museum before we interrupt it. Not only is it urine and feces damage, but there is the damage that they have taken files, beautiful, precious files, and chewed them all up and made themselves lovely beds. They do make the nicest looking beds. Okay, what else happened yesterday? We called the funeral director, and we told the funeral director jokes, and there was a little weak laughter. And we told him that we want a county burial. Oh, we want to come over and make out the form for a county burial. And what is that? It's a form that says you don't have assets, you don't have health insurance, you don't have annuities, you don't have a bank account. And the county, and then the funeral director. And when you tell the funeral director, in this case we want a direct cremation, so the funeral director does the work, sends the ashes to the survivors, and they will be alongside of Franklin's ashes right over there. And then those will go in the museum. And then the funeral director sends his bill to the county, and the county sends the funeral director the money. How much money? $1,250 maximum. We're getting the least amount of costs available. That happened yesterday. Michael printed the form from the Veterans Administration giving they call it a survivor's benefit. Franklin was in World War II, I repeat, from before Pearl Harbor, August. Pearl Harbor was in December, and he was in battle until Victory in Europe Day, I think it was June 5th. Wasn't it? Around June 5th or so. Just a year after June 4th, D-Day, 1944, and Victory in Europe Day, 1945. And that entitles his widow to a survivor's benefit of $1,250 a month, I believe. So Michael has opened that door and started that work. And Adam, A-T-O-M, was sitting on a park bench and he was dejected. A man came along and said, "Why are you dejected?" The atom says, "I'm not an atom any longer. I'm an ion. I lost an electron." And the man says, "Are you sure?" And the atom says, "I'm positive." What else happened yesterday? Esther brought the money over from the bank to operate this huge, complex enterprise called the Glendora TV, making television shows. And she left enough money in the bank to pay the rent for January, February, March, because we paid up front 4 months ahead. And she left $1,000 in the bank to pay for the operations of this huge enterprise. Which is overextended. Wendy is getting $300 a month and Michael's getting $250 a week. Wendy's getting $300 a week and Michael's getting $250 a week, and the income is only $2,600 a month. So it doesn't add up. There are some reserves, but those will be used up. But that's the way I want it. I want all the money spent. Thank you, Franklin Fuller Buell, newspaper reporter. After he was a veteran in the war, he came out on the GI Bill and he went to Boston University, and he was a graduate of the first class of the School of Communications Department of Journalism, Boston University. And his first newspaper job was a reporter in the Springfield, Massachusetts Union, a general assignment reporter. He was so good at it, they put him on the city desk. He didn't like the city desk because it wasn't a newspaper reporter. Instead of doing the reporting, he was assigning reporters to do the reporting. And he liked being out with people and he liked writing. But he couldn't step down, and I said to him, "Well, just go to a bigger newspaper and start over again as a reporter. And that'll be your promotion because you'll be on a bigger newspaper," and that turned out to be the Buffalo Evening News, which is a very big newspaper. Well, no newspapers are very big anymore. They're all atrophying. But this one is owned by Warren Buffett. And so he was there 27 years. At the first one 10 years and 27 at the second. What else happened yesterday? Oh, we have a new knee brace. And it vibrates and it's heat. We read about 4 or 5 pages in the New World Encyclopedia, or in the Seas. And also with Wayne Collins over in Pittsfield, we read in the Compton's Encyclopedia the history of George Washington, which is a fascinating biography, a fascinating person. And we're still reading that. We read in Science and Health. And Glendora is doing the Bible study. No, what do you call it? What do they call it? Anyway, it's Bible passages and reading from Science and from Health. And there's one for every week of the month of December. Even though this is the month of November. They sent me the month of December. And that was given to me as a gift, and it costs money. And somebody very, very kind gave me it for the whole year. What else happened yesterday? November 6th, 2020, Anno Domini. Oh, we had a commercial on the 6:30 p.m. news. And the joke was the secretary who was so fastidious that she even proofread the Xerox copies. And Eddie was just here, and he said he saw the joke on the commercial Wednesday night, and he and his wife are still laughing at that joke. That's the one about the Harry who didn't want to go to school today. Do you remember it? Harry says, I don't want to go to school today. The kids don't like me, the teachers don't like me, and even the custodians have it in for me. His mother says, you are going to school today. You have much to learn, you have much to offer, and besides, you're 45 years old and the principal. Well, what else happened yesterday? We did 30 telephone calls. We do 30 telephone calls every day. We have made 70,580 telephone calls since October 18, 2003, when Franklin went to heaven. We made great progress in trying to live only love and no selfishness, and not thinking about things that were bad, thinking about things that were good. We did Think Folder 2 and Think Folder 3, thank you, Esther. And she cleaned the bathroom for us, wasn't that nice? I guess that's the top of it. It's your turn now. Show and tell. Where we're all working together. One, one, one. Whole, whole, whole. Only, only, only. All, all. Those adjectives all apply to God, the Spirit. God, the universe, the allness of God, the oneness of God, the onlyness of God, and the wholeness of God. I guess those are nouns, not adjectives, sorry. Come thou all happiness, helping the world we go. Caring and sharing, helping all glorious or all victorious, coming. No, gone is the selfishness, ego is out. Eddie is here, exercising the 1993 Lincoln and doing all the fluids. Is that you, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yes, come in.
All right.
Give us a report about those dear Lincolns.
They're doing good.
They are?
The 87,
No, 1980.
or 80 rather. That one, she didn't want to start at first,
I
but
wouldn't think so.
I got her going.
How did you do it, Eddie?
Well, a little starting fluid and some patience, and
Oh, okay.
that did the trick.
And that did the trick.
Yep.
And did she run smoothly after
She
a while?
ran great.
She runs very, very rough when you first wake
once
her up.
I sprayed it once, and that was bingo. She started right up.
Really? And
Yep.
it runs roughly when you first started.
Yes.
And then she smooths out.
Smooths out.
And I
yep.
believe you put STP in her, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do the next time. I'm going to bring some treats for them, and then we're gonna put a little more gas in them too to bring it up a little bit for the cold.
Oh, yes. And
They're okay right now.
you're supposed to use a high octane, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. The high octane, and then I'll bring some treats for them, some STP,
Oh,
and then I'm going to bring them some
oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
something for the I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's an additive that you put in so it helps with the
STP?
cold. It's similar to SPT, but it's
Oh,
different.
she loves STV.
STP is like a conditioner.
Oh,
This
what's
stuff is it helps from freezing.
What's
I can't think of the name of it. It's escaping me right now.
What is a conditioner, Daddy?
Yep, that's just something to get in the fuel, and it conditions it, and it helps that you get pure octane, so it burns
Oh,
better.
good, good.
Yeah.
So what other treats are you bringing them?
The additive to help with the cold. I can't remember it. It's like a dry gas, kind of.
It's a dry gas. Sure.
Yeah.
It's just a dry gas.
Yep.
You think they will last?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It'll
and
be okay if we wait that long, huh?
yes. Yeah, we got some time. But next time, that's what I'll do.
Will we come in a couple months?
Whatever you think.
Well, you tell me.
Should probably make it sometime late, in December.
December.
Yes.
This is the first week
I'd
of
say
December.
before the holidays.
Okay, let's make it shall we make it the second week of December?
Or maybe the third week.
Okay,
We can
maybe
push it
the
out.
third week of December.
Third week of December. I'll
Yeah.
put it in my phone so I
Yeah.
don't forget on the calendar.
Yeah.
And
So
the
you-
93 I took out and drove it around.
Did it run well?
Oh yeah. That thing started.
Do you
a
like
charm.
riding around in a Lincoln, Eddie?
Oh yeah.
They are a great car, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
My friend Jimmy had one very similar to that. He had a couple actually.
You ought to go to the.
And my friend Jimmy's a really good friend of mine. He's one of the guys I make music with.
Oh, okay. And he had two Lincolns.
Yeah.
What year?
Geez. I don't remember exactly. I think one was an 84.
Yeah.
And then he had one a little bit later.
The 1980 Lincoln has over 300,000, and the
Wow.
1993 is only about 140.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
not much at all.
Oh, yeah. Well, so that's good. Have they
Yeah.
changed the Lincolns much? Have they changed the motors much now since '93?
Yeah. Yeah. They have.
They have.
Yep. And they're not making them as big.
They
you know?
are.
No.
What is the isn't the 1980 a 4? What is it, 4?
The 80 is
80 is a four,
probably a
what?
4.6.
No, more than that, Eddie. Keep going.
So it would have to be maybe a 4.9.